Hey folks, John, A&J Outdoors. Welcome to another vlog, and this is episode 8 of season 2. I'm trying to be as consistent as I can to bring these out to those folks that do enjoy them. If you're listening to this on podcast, thank you for listening. I appreciate that as well. I was challenged this week to come up with some topics for a vlog or a podcast. I even thought that maybe I wasn't going to do one, but then Texas Parks and Wildlife threw some information in my lap, and I was like, you know what? It might not be a long podcast or vlog this week, but it's going to be a good one. Okay. First story is going to be the speckled trout, right? Or spotted sea trout, however you call them. You know, if you've been watching the vlogs, I've had updates on this for the last 3 weeks. The last update was that it was going to happen sometime in March. Well, just got a brand new hot off the press release from Texas Parks and Wildlife. Okay, I'm looking at it on here on the computer. It's the new spotted sea trout regulation that begins March 16th in multiple bay systems. So March 16th. Today, as I'm filming this, it's March 2nd. So you'll probably be seeing this either today or tomorrow, depending on when I get the time to get it all edited and put out. Okay. So March 16th. So this is based on the meetings they had previously. Those of you that, if you're new to this story, last year we had a really bad freeze, killed off a lot of fish. They temporarily changed the size limit and how many fish you could keep for speckled trout, which was kind of the JFK Causeway, North Padre area down to basically before you got to South Padre. That whole system there, they went from 15 to 25 with one over 25 and 5 fish to 17 to 23, no over 23 and only 3. So you could keep 5 before 3. They put that in last year after the freeze. That was effective until the 31st of last August. And then it poof went away. It went back to the 5 fish like it is right now today, right? If you go fishing down there, 5 fish, 15 to 25, 1 over 25, okay? 16 March, right? They're going to what it was the last time they changed it. Okay, so that's going to be 3 fish per angler per day. Minimum size 17-inch, maximum 23, no overs, right? And they expect that to leave enough mature fish in the bay systems to help population numbers. Those ones are going to be able to, spawn. Okay, now. Areas affected. Originally, it was like Corpus Christi Bay, not even Corpus Christi Bay, right? Just south of Corpus Christi Bay, right? Upper and lower Laguna Madre, all that area. Okay. So now it's going to be Matagorda Bay, which is way north of that area, right? San Antonio Bay, Aransas Bay, right? Straight out of front of like Rockport, Fulton, that area. Corpus Christi Bay. Okay, and then the upper and lower Laguna Madre bay systems. So basically, that cut that separates Padre Island National Seashore from South Padre, right? From that cut all the way north through Matagorda. Okay, so they changed it back to those limits, but they increased the area that those limits are applicable to. This is going to be from March 16th to August 31st, 2023. Okay, so this coming August 31st, it's not going to expire. It's going to go to August for a full another year. So we got the rest of this year, right? And then a full another year of these requirements. I know people have mixed feelings on all this. Me, I'm not doing the science. I'm not out there as researchers. I've got to put some confidence. I know it's hard to do, but trust the science type stuff, right? I got to put some confidence in those biologists and stuff that are working with Texas Parks and Wildlife that are doing the research to figure out, what's best. So if it's only going to take basically a year and a half-ish, right, of these limits, and then we'll have a better population, I'm good with that, right? Right now, I'm not going to complain about it. I know some folks will have heartburn about it, but I'm not complaining about it, right? All right, so the next thing, I'm gonna do a screen share with y'all, okay? And I'm gonna walk you through, okay, Fishing Canyon Lake. Okay? If you're in Canyon Lake is right near basically New Braunfels, right? I-35, and then there's a couple roads you can take to get across, heading west from I-35 to get to Canyon Lake. So it's north of San Antonio, south of Austin. It's a great lake, beautiful lake, clear water lake, deep water lake. Not the greatest lake for fishing, right? It's not like if you could go fish any lake you wanted in Texas, anywhere, just magically poof and be there. Most folks who fish and have fished Canyon Lake, for example, would probably not pick Canyon Lake as that top lake to fish. But they're working and have been working to try to make it a better lake to fish. And so another release, let me find it here real quick so I can share it with you guys. Another media release today. 25 new fish habitat structures added to Canyon Lake. Now, a lot of folks don't realize it, but Texas Parks and Wildlife has these structures on Canyon Lake. There were 44 of them there, right? And they have the coordinates to them. So you can go to Texas Parks and Wildlife and find the coordinates to all these fish structures. Now, I have fished Canyon Lake a lot, and I will tell you that all the time, every day, every location is not holding fish. You still have to go out and find fish, but this gives you starting points to fish Canyon Lake, especially if you're new to Canyon Lake. Now, if you're old school and you don't have a graph with any type of mapping capability, well, this isn't going to help you much, right? But let's go ahead and take a quick look. I'll show you how easy this is. I'll share my screen. Screen share. This one and share. All right, so this is the announcement, okay? And so when I first saw it, I was real excited because I thought they put 25. I already knew about the structures on Canyon Lake, right? But I thought they added 25 more structures. What they really did is they added more to existing structures they had. So we had this area where we dropped some stuff in 2010, maybe. Well, in 2022, we just dropped some more. So we did that 25 times, right? So it's good. It's going to help, right? Made bigger structures. All right, so I'm scrolling through it. So let's go to the start and figure out how you're going to do this. So if you just came to Texas Parks and Wildlife's website, right? And I'm like, dang, I want to go fishing. Oh, okay, fishing. Well, I'll click that. Where to fish? Okay, where to fish? And it says lakes, lake finder. Okay, I want to find a lake. I want to find Canyon Lake. Now I know that Canyon Lake, is it in this one? I don't know. See, I just said I do know, but so there it is. So let me go back. I'll show you that again. So these are the regions, I guess, that HC right in the middle right there. Canyon Lake falls in there. So we click it, scroll down, there's Canyon Lake, a little bit of information on the lake. Click it, and there's my information on Canyon Lake, right? They have this for all the lakes in Texas, okay? But not all the lakes in Texas have these locations with them being marked. So I can click this just to find all the boat ramps. Right? They're all lettered there. And then I go down here and it'll tell me what the boat ramp is. Potters Creek West has a restroom. It has parking and it has a courtesy dock. If I click on it, it tells me there's no fee required and it's open all year and it's run by the Corps of Engineers. Okay, so that's great information, but that's not what we're here for, right? Okay, start scrolling down. Okay, talk about consumption warnings. We can look at the predominant fish, lake records, stocking history, surveys. They'll come down here and say, hey, look, catfish is excellent right now. White and striped bass is pretty dang good right now, too. And based on the reports I've been seeing on the Facebook page for Canyon Lake, that is true. And then our largemouth bass, our sunfish, our smallmouth bass are fair, and our crappie right now are poor. Okay. Fish cover and structure. So when you see this highlighted area right here, see online fish attractor map and get downloadable files. So let's go there and then I'll explain what we're talking about. So here's the map. All those little dots are where they place fish attractors, right? Or fish homes, whatever you want to call it. And then underneath that, they're numbered here, and here's your latitude and longitude. So if you're old school and you got you want to manually put this location into your graph has that capability, there it is. Just type those in as your latitude and longitude, waypoint, boom, you got that location, okay? And then it gives you a little description of what it is, and it tells you when it was first put there and then what they've added, last time they added something. So that one was 2005, and the last time they added something was 2014. All these new ones are those fish plastic structures, so they'll last a lot longer. We scroll down a little ways, and we'll start looking at the last time they added something. So here's one right here, 2022, number 20, okay? Awesome. You could go sit on your boat, get your graph up, and have internet there with this and just type in all these coordinates. Or if you got a modern Lowrance, Humminbird, Garmin, any of them, they allow you to upload files to your thing. So I go here where it says download files, right? I've got to pick based on my Lowrance or my Garmin if it uses GPX files or the KML files, right? So either one. And then it explains to you how to do it right here to download. So what I got to do is get one of those little memory cards, right? Put it in my computer. Click on whichever one of those I'm going to use, right? And then download it, right, to that memory card. And that's what I did. I did this probably 7 or 8 years ago, right? I downloaded all of them, right? Instead of trying to add each one, I download all of them. Then I take that memory card, I put it in my Lowrance, and I do the upload. And now I've got all those waypoints on my computer. Now, on my Lowrance. What I don't have is which ones have the newest stuff on them. So that you're going to have to just look at that list and see which ones has the newest stuff. But if I know, hey, number 22 has new stuff, I go on my graph and I go, hey, there's number 22 right there. Boop, take me to that, and I go to that waypoint. Okay. So again, bass, crappie, catfish, all of them, they all pretty much like structure, right? And we found, me and Joel Willis, he usually fishes with me on Canyon Lake when I fish Canyon Lake. We found that some of the locations better for fishing crappie. Some of the locations are better for bass, right? So at least if you're new to the area or you've just been having problems trying to find fish on Canyon Lake, but maybe it's close to you so it's easy to get to, go to the website. If you have a graph that has mapping capability, download these waypoints, slap them in your graph, upload them, right? And get out there and check some of these spots out. Again, me and Joe have gone out there and hit like 4 or 5 of these and got no fish. So they're not a guarantee, right? It's not like I'm giving away anybody's spots, right? These are right there for the public consumption on the website, and it's a place to look for fish, try to find fish, and then, right, hunt them down. Look at this great big old lake, right? And where do we start? That's kind of how we were the first time we started fishing there before we had all this, okay? So there you have it, folks. It makes it very easy for you to get on Canyon Lake, right? Go to locations and look for fish, okay? So I was excited when that came up, and the speckled trout. Again, I didn't have a guest this week. I didn't have any other like fish stories for you, okay? But I figured I'd go ahead and throw this one out there just so you guys have that information fast, okay? Now, I do have a Gadget Corner for you. Gadget Corner. We really got to come up with, somebody give me an idea of what you want to hear or see when it's Gadget Corner. I think it's cool, right? Because I thought of it, so I think it's cool. But I really want some kind of, I don't know, some kind of something. All right, Gadget Corner today. Well, first of all, let's unshare that. so you can see what I'm doing. And this is Gadget Corner for today. Okay, now somebody else tell me, if I'm wrong, what that says. To me, it looks like it says fishing fun, but fishing is Pisci, fun, Fun. Okay, it's a play on wording. And this is, like I said in the title says, this is a spooler. Okay, now I'm old school. I've been fishing since I was a kid, right? And I've been spooling my own reels since I was a kid. As a matter of fact, I have yet to have anybody spool a reel for me. And sometimes you bought something that already had a line on it, but other than that. And original old school was, okay, tie the line onto the reel's on the rod, the spool goes over there on the ground somewhere, right? And in between me and that spool, I got a great big book like an encyclopedia that the line runs through. That's what keeps the line taut as I'm putting it on the reel, right? And I just start reeling. That spool spins around and does whatever it wants to do, and I'm reeling until I get all the line on there, right? And spinning reels is the main thing. I have spooled some bait casts that I use for walleye up in Michigan, but anyways, so that was me. And then I graduated to the exact same setup, but instead of letting the spool just roll around, I throw it in a bucket. So it bounces around inside that bucket, comes out, goes through the book to give me my tension, and then I reel it in. Okay. So this thing came out, and I know that's not new, right? These have been out for a while. And this, when you open the box up, this is what you got. I just took this one piece out of that missing hole. I know it looks like, oh, he just got that thing. How does he know if it's any good? I got another one sitting right like over that way. This is the second one, right? So I had one already, and somebody bought me this one as a gift. And I'm like, well, I could either, take it back, or we've got a little house up in Michigan, right? In summertime, we go up there and we fish, and I got fishing gear up there. I'll take this one when we go to Michigan and leave it in Michigan, right? And that way, I've got one up there and I got one here in Texas. Okay. So there you go. I put it together. Okay. So if I'm going to put a reel on it, let's say we're doing a spinning reel. He never left. All right. So we got it. You've got a reel seat right here. Okay. So we're going to mount the reel on that reel seat. One of my favorite little reels. Little pin battle. Get it. All right now. Don't be all ornery with me. I'm not going to show you how to use this thing, full scale. That would be a product review. We're not doing that. This is just Gadget Corner. You get it. It has instructions, and you can go online and look up instructions with it. Okay. But so the reel goes on here. The line goes inside this guy here, right? Your spool, your line spool. Okay. And then depending on it'll do bait casters too. So right now it's set up for a spinning reel. So this one that holds the spool, you would make tight. You don't want the spool to spin easily. So you adjust how tight this is with this little guy right here, right? This metal piece right there. And then this one on the side, adjust how well it spins like that. So for a spinning rod, because you don't want the kink or the line, what do they call that? You know what I'm talking about. When you have, if you reel it on there wrong, it'll just all come out in a band. This thing will spin like that, right, as it's going. And so it'll put it on there properly for spinning. And then if you're doing a bait caster, right, turn it over. You got the bait caster on there. This one, you lock it down so it doesn't spin at all. And this one is going to sit like this with your spool, line spool in here. And you loosen this one again, remember? Loosen it this time so that it can spin inside there, okay? And then it's just coming straight off. This isn't doing that. It just sits just like this, and the line's going straight off into that bait caster. Okay, so it's made to do a bait caster or spinning reel. Now, spool size. So, poof, I'm back. These guys right here, perfect. It'll spool those up. Let's see if we got any other line around here. We'll be right back. All right, so if you've got those ones that are about that big around, about that wide, they got about anywhere from 300 to 600 yards on them, depending on the size of the line. Those will fit. That thing will open up wide enough to do those. It will not do a spool like this, okay? If you're going to spool something that big, you're going to find another way to do it or get somebody to do it for you. Okay. You can see there's not much line left on that. I spooled a whole bunch of fishing rods with that up in for my Michigan rods for troll and for walleye. And I did them all 6 by hand, sitting there cranking it, in the bucket with the book, right? So short of that, right, this setup will work good for this type of purpose, okay? So that is your line spooler for Gadget Corner, okay? I need you all to do me a favor. Comment below. What would you like me to talk about or tell you about outdoor wise? Doesn't matter what it is, right? I said I'm going to include some more cooking stuff. Somebody asked me to include some of my grilling type stuff. I'll do that. Is there somebody that you think would be a cool guest for me to have on here? Now, don't get crazy and say, some kind of political figure that would never even talk to me, or a professional bass elite angler. They're probably not going to do it. But if there's somebody local around here, Mello, we had on the last 2 episodes ago, right? Local fishing guide. We had Shimano Penn, Oscar from Finac Foundation, another local guy with a lot of local stuff going on. So you think of anybody like that, and you're like, man, they'd be a perfect fit for the vlog to introduce them to more people, whatever, right? Put it in the comments below. I also have my email information down there somewhere, right? If you want to email me something. You got pictures of your big fish for the week, and you would like to have me just show it here on the vlog? I'm not above that, right? I love doing that. Send me your pictures, right? There again, my social media information is down below. Best way to get those to me is probably the Facebook page, right? The A&J Outdoors Facebook page. Hopefully, next week I'll have a guest on here. Maybe we won't even be here, like in my little makeshift studio. Maybe we'll be out in the backyard. Maybe we'll have something cooking on the grill. I don't know, right? We'll have to figure that out as we go. All right, folks, subscribe, right? Click the bell, thumbs up, share if you can. I appreciate you, and peace out.